And then you get to the prenatal vitamins in and of themselves. And really the flaw in their design is because a combination of most prenatal vitamins are designed off of the RDAs, which is a government standard kind of saying what is the recommended daily allowance that you should have of various nutrients. And that RDA more or less gets translated into the percentage daily values that you see on any kind of supplement or food nutritional facts label. And the root of those numbers, like, hey, you're getting 100% of your vitamin C today, came out of World War II, and looking at how do we avoid disease in soldiers overseas. But that frame of mind of looking at how do you avoid a disease is very different from how do you support the body optimally, especially during pregnancy and postpartum, which are the most nutritionally intensive times of a woman's life. So there's a flip in just the overall kind of like architecture and design around what we are solving for. And then that's compounded by the majority of studies used to set those kind of dosages were done on male only, because women were excluded from research for a long period of time. Yeah. And there's just a slowness, an average of kind of like 17 years before new research kind of catches up to changing policy recommendations. So all of those things had left really the standard of care recommendations around prenatal supplementation, leaving women depleted.
I always find it so fascinating when we start talking about, oh, we need to use the research and we're digging into it. But then, yeah, for basic nutrition research, we're still seeing the majority of it being done in men. And then in terms of pregnancy, we don't have a ton of pregnancy data, period. We're not often, ethically able to study things in pregnant women. So then we're using a lot of like retrospective data. So I love what you guys did with the prenatal nutrient status, because I think it really opens the eyes of a lot of women up to, oh, maybe what I'm doing is not sufficient, and how do I make impactful change? And how I always like to look at it is it's not even just for you and for baby when you're pregnant, but we're more so concerned with how are you coming out of this phase of life and handling postpartum, and then potentially a subsequent pregnancy after that. And now we're just snowballing that depletion.